Holy shit, a crowbar. This is mine now. It's just my crowbar.
So it's been a while since I last did a range test video on my Enduro e-bike. To be more specific, it's been about 2 years, and I did not like my last range test video on this bike. Guys, I took the bike down to 50% and I never exceeded speeds of 30 miles per hour. So it wasn't really a very good range test because for obvious reasons, it was not very realistic. That's why in today's video, I will attempt to take this bike's battery from 100 to 0 in as quick of a time as possible. I'm going to try to aim to keep an average speed of about 35 to 40 miles per hour, which is a fast speed which I feel comfortable going. But this way we will be able to determine what this bike's sort of average minimum range is going to be for most people. To give you some more specifics, the bike's battery is a 72 volt 40 amp hour battery, which equates to roughly 2,880 milliamp hours of battery storage. And the bike's peak power is 12 kilowatts to give you a rough power usage to battery life ratio. So that's the question. How far can we get this bike to go? Well, stick around to the end of the video and we will determine this bike's minimum range. But before we do that, if you haven't already, make sure to go ahead, hit that like button, leave a nice comment down below, and most importantly, subscribe so you can help me reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so I was finally off on my ride, and for the first few miles I was feeling great, just enjoying the ride. Obviously through these little neighborhood roads and stuff, I didn't push it too fast. Maybe I went 30 to 35 miles per hour, just to make sure, I don't hit anybody because kids can pop out behind cars and stuff, right? But as soon as I got to those more open roads, I also opened up the throttle in accordance, and that's where I really started getting to some speed with this ride. Anyways, just to go over my main idea with this ride and why I think this is important, not only for me, but for anybody who has a similar setup or who is looking to get a similar setup, is when you figure out the minimum range, the absolute minimum that your bike can go on a full charge, it sort of opens up a new perspective and gives you an idea of how you can plan your rides in accordance to what your minimum range is. Like, let's say if you do a range test and you're going really fast and you figure out you can get 50 miles on a charge, then you can plan your rides in the future under 50 miles and know that you're going to have battery by the time you get back home, which is why I think this is important for people with this setup or who are looking to get one. So by this point in the ride, I traversed about 6 miles, going an average speed of about 35 to 40 miles per hour, and I still had about 94% on my battery gauge, which made me feel pretty optimistic about how far I'd end up going on this ride.
We're going about 50 right now. It's a little bit more wobbly than usual because I do have a dent in my wheel, so it's like a little bit off center. Balls. This road sucks to go up in a car because if somebody else is coming down, there's like hardly enough room for you guys to squeeze through. Alright fellas, so I think this is a good stopping point to mention the sponsor of this here fine video, Osgang Wallet.
This is Osgang's first wallet model, which comes with integrated Apple Find My technology, which allows you to track and always know where your wallet is at all times. It's a stylish and slim wallet that enhances users' security with real-time tracking and notifications. Crafted for convenience and protection, it combines RFID blocking, a money clip, and a 5-year battery life for peace of mind. I personally love mine, and ever since I've been using it, I've not lost my wallet once thanks to its advanced features. Make sure you don't miss out on getting yours using the link down in the description below, as these sell out quick. And without further ado, let's get back into the video. So finally, after our little sponsor break, we were back on the road. We had gone 10 miles and only used about 15%. Although, as you'll see going on later into this video, the first 50% of your battery goes a lot faster than the second half of your battery. And I'm not sure if it's just how lithium-ion batteries work or if it's just how the battery gauges are on these bikes. And as you'll see, this good pace did not keep up for too long.
So a lot of people want to know what a range test would be like with like a lot of stopping and going and me just like really hitting on the throttle, like kind of a hard power usage range test. Well, this is sort of it. I expected this just to sort of be a normal ride, but I'm realizing that I'm kind of pushing this thing. Like I'm trying to have fun here. So I mean, this should be your answer.
So around this point in the ride, I was actually starting to get a little bit concerned because I'd only gone about 17 miles and I used about 40% of my battery life. So I was worried that maybe I wouldn't get too far because I did understand that the lower the battery gets, the less it lasts. But I was actually surprised to find that the battery drop was not as severe as I initially thought it would be. Now, on top of the reduced range as the battery gets lower, I was also planning on hanging out with somebody later in that day. So I was actually looking to get home sort of within the hour, right? So I started really getting on the throttle at this point. I was just wondering how this would affect my battery life because I just wanted to get this range test over with.
I love this road. Woo-hoo! 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 Yahoo!
And finally, near the end of our ride at about 16% battery, this happened.
Okay, so I was just pulling the throttle there and I felt a sudden little lapse in the motor where it felt like there was some like sudden regen braking going or something. Oh yeah, it's saying we got 0% left. There we go. Hold on. Oh no, we're kind of far out from my house. We went from 16 to 0%. So I'm gonna turn off my bike here and just let it chill. I'll probably have enough to get back home because I was going pretty fast, throttling it. So man, that is a good long ride. I was about to stop and say, is this a bike range test or is this a Tommy range test? Because I don't normally go on rides that are this long. And you got to keep in mind, I was going around 35 to 45 miles per hour this entire trip, going up steep up hills, lots of stopping and going. So this really is kind of a full speed range test. Really, this is as fast as I'm comfortable going. So I'm actually not too mad about these results because I mean, look at, we did a good little loop here.
Alright guys, so finally we're at the point of the video where we share this valued information that you guys are looking to know. So with an average speed of about 35 to 40 miles per hour, lots of stopping and going with bursts up to 50 miles per hour, we went 38.5 miles before the bike cut off. Now this ride took about 2.5 hours, but it felt a lot longer because I was sort of pushing myself to my limits, riding a lot faster than I typically ride. And this, I guess, sort of had my brain activated the whole time, sort of in crisis mode because I'm trying to make sure that I don't crash or anything, right? Which is, you know, what happens when you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Stuff does tend to feel like it's takes a very long time. Now, as I mentioned previously, there was a lot of stopping and accelerating, and there was a few points where we did sit down to rest, right? Which did cut into the time, but on average, I did try to keep a pace of about 35 to 40 miles per hour, which for this bike, which has a max speed of 60 miles per hour, is on the faster side. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to go ahead, hit that thumbs up, leave a nice comment down below, most importantly, subscribe so I can continue to make more great videos like this, and see you guys soon in the next one. Later.